So as you may or may not be aware, there's a Knack community of which I'm a member, and I thought I'd do this video based on a query from Ronald about having a total value adding up from related line items. So just to show you what we mean, so if I look at my live app here, I've got a table. So at the top here is the pet, the dog, Millie, and it has a value of £277, which is the sum of all of the clips in the related table beneath. So down here we have 277. And the issue Ronald was having is when you do a hard delete. So if I delete this top one here at £40, that will give me the pop-up message at the top to say this is going to be a hard delete. So I'm going to delete that. The record's removed. The total updates in the table to 237, but it doesn't update the related sum in the parent table because the page isn't being refreshed. If, however, I do a browser refresh, that then updates correctly, so my sum is now the same as my total on the table. Now, you could think that's a little bit of a bug, which it isn't. It's just that a hard delete from a record on a table doesn't refresh the web browser page and pull that information back through. So the calculation has been done, just hasn't been updated. Now, I would personally not advocate ever being able to give someone the ability to delete something, purely because once it's deleted, obviously it's gone and you'll have to go back to support to get it reinstated. Also, people will accidentally delete things even if you get a pop-up message. So I always give people the ability to either archive or soft delete. That way they can restore it if they need to. So I have another option here, which is trash. So I've now got my total at 237. And if I used this trash one on the £35 one, I'll click that. This is an action link. So I get the little pop-up notification at the top to say that's run. The page has redrawn itself, so now I've got £202, and it also updates the view. So this also shows 202. Now, because I've trashed that, all I've done is changed its status. There's a field, which I'll show you in a moment, where I've changed its status from no to yes. And then on this filter over here, I have an active tab and a trashed tab. So in the trash tab, this has now been moved to this section because it's been effectively archived or trashed. But when that happens, when you click on the action link, I also not only change it from no to yes, it's archived, I also capture the date and it was deleted and the logged in user that deleted it. So it gives you more information about when something was deleted. Now this particular scenario enables you to be able to restore this, and when you click on the restore link, it will change the field back from yes, it's archived to no, and also delete the date and delete the person that did it. So it clears that information back out, and that now restores it back to £237. So my value here is back to how it was. So a couple of benefits from that. First of all, it looks like from a user's point of view something has been deleted. However, the record is still there and can be restored. It also means that in this scenario the page totals update automatically. If you don't wish to do this active and archived trashed links, you can just remove it and not enable that filter at all. And so from the user's point of view, it will just look like it's been deleted. In some apps, I have another page at the top which just shows all of those records that have been soft deleted or archived. So for an admin point of view, if you want to not only track when things are deleted or be able to restore it, you can have it in a separate page. So how this looks in the builder, if I go into the builder and look at my clips, so I have some extra fields at the bottom here, a multi-choice field which I've just called soft delete, yes, no. And it has two options, either yes or no, and its default is no. So when a new clip is added, the default is no, it's not deleted. Then there's a date time field, and the date time field is just set to UK date format. It doesn't have a default, and the time doesn't have a default, because I'm going to update this when they click on the action link. So that captures the date and time stamp of when it was soft deleted. And then this is a connection field to my accounts object. So you can see here this says connection, and this is connected to my accounts here, soft deleted by. So this is capturing who did it. So this table is obviously already connected to my pets table. There's a connection here to my pets, and if I go into my pets table, there is a field at the bottom here called sum of the clip's price. And because pets object is related to the clips. It enables me to do the sum and choose the price column. But what I'm also doing is adding a filter which is coming from the clips table to say only calculate those clips where soft delete is marked as no. So it's only going to add up clips that are active, not that are deleted. So that's important to make sure you put this filter in, otherwise the total will still be the same as before. It will just add up all the records, but this will filter them just to show those that are marked as no. Okay, so looking at my page, this is the table. So the first thing I would do, click on the table, and in the settings make sure that I have hide empty columns enabled, because there's a number of columns here which I'm going to want to show and hide depending on whether they've got values in them. So just going back a stage, if you're not familiar with how to add an action link, go into actions and then trigger an action. If I drop that on the page, then you get this panel here to be able to run a course of actions. So I'm just going to delete this trigger an action, and my column called trash is already an action link. So the header is called trash. Obviously I don't have any text in the link because I'm going to use an icon, and the action is when I click on it, I want to update this record, change the soft delete to yes, and then the date to the current date, and who deleted it to the logged in account. Show a confirmation message just called trashed, and then centerize that 50 pixels. And then to display the icon, there's a rule that says if soft delete is no, display the trash icon in blue, and if it's yes, hide it. So that when the user clicks on trash, we'll mark it as trashed, date, timestamp, and who did it. And that then shows in the column here, which this is the deleted date time column. This is who deleted it. This is a link to a physical delete, which I will remove. Then the next one is my restore action link. So this is the opposite to the trash link. So in the restore, same sort of thing, the header, no link text, update the record and do the opposite. Make the soft delete no, and then just remove the date and time and who did it. So just clear those fields. Mark it as restored, centered 50 pixel, and then on the display rules, I say if soft delete is yes, show an icon which is restore, and I'm just going to add the opposites of that. So if it's no, then you just hide it. So save that, and that's it. So in the live app, if I just refresh, got my total of 237. So if I just trash this bottom one here, get my pop-up saying trashed, my total is revised to 207. It's revised on the parent record as well to 207. But if I go into trashed, here's my item. It shows when it was deleted and who deleted it. And then if I want to, I can then click on restore and it will bring that back. So my total will change from 207 back to 237. I have no items in trashed. I can move back to active. Now, if you don't want to give people the ability to restore, then if you go into your table, it's these filters here, active and trashed. So on the settings of this table, you could simply say do not allow filters, and it removes them. So effectively, once it's been trashed, it disappears from the view. But in this particular case, I like to give the options and just put two filters on. And the filters just say that if soft delete is no, then it's active, and if soft delete is yes, it's trashed. And that then they are your two custom filters. If you also wanted to, you could put the trashed items into a different page. So in some apps, I have a kind of an admin only page which just has the trashed items. So you've got a history of who trashed it or deleted it and when, and then an admin can restore it. So hopefully that answers the question of why these totals weren't pulling through correctly. It's to do with the fact that you're physically deleting a row, and there isn't a way that I'm aware of as a no-coder for you to be able to click on delete and it then refresh in the background. There may be some JavaScript way of refreshing that view, but I would probably recommend that this is a good way to do it rather than physically deleting those records which can't be easily reinstated. Okay, I hope that was of use, and happy building.